during this very difficult journey we've traveled with other members of the family. Beverly passed on in May 2017 without seeing her son back home. The government once again extends its deepest condolences to Stephen and his family, as we did when this tragedy befell us. May his soul rest in eternal peace. The South African government would like to convey its deepest gratitude to all role players, such as ourselves, meaning South Africans, in campaigning for Stephen's release, the government of Mali and the people of Mali, the broader ECOWAS, the regional community of West Africa, the African Union, NGOs, and all individuals throughout the international community for their efforts that eventually secured McGowan's release. Finally, we call on all South Africans to continue to support Stephen whilst allowing him space and time he needs in the spirit of Ubuntu to adjust to his environment after years of incarceration. I thank you, Minister.
With Minister Ngesi. So I will take questions for the two ministers. I think let me start with Karen at the back, and then I'll come with you. What was it? Yes, it's Apple. And then it's you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Karen Morn from ENCA. Minister, I don't know, are you able to give us any details of what precipitated Mr. McGowan's release? Was there any kind of hostage or ransom paid, because we know that at one stage that was the demand, and just in terms of him psychologically at this point, how is he managing? Is there going to be any attempt to provide counseling to him, and do we have any time frames for when he is expected to return to South Africa? Thank you.
Thank you. Tsepo.
I'm Tsepo Ikanen from the SABC. Minister Dlodlo, has there been any kind of a clear-cut directives from Cabinet with regard to the two recommendations made by the ANC Lekgotla about free tertiary education and the impending truce within the mining sector with regard to the current fallout between Minister of Mineral Resources and the mining sector? And two important developments happening in Africa this weekend and next week, the elections in Rwanda and Kenya. Is there any message that South Africa wants to convey? Thank you.
Thank you. And then the last one is the lady.
Good afternoon. I'm Kalang Bata from Bloomberg News. Minister Dlodlo, did Cabinet discuss the recommendations or even receive recommendations for the appointment of a new CEO at SAA?
Thank you. I think we'll allow those questions to be answered by the ministers. Thank you. Then we'll come to Cape Town before we release the two ministers.
Well, on the release of Stephen back home in South Africa, we just want to reiterate that South African government does not subscribe to payment of ransoms. So even in this regard, that's why I focused on the work we have been doing in the past 6 years. Campaigning, engaging with governments, and with the captors the way we know how. That's what we have been doing, and that's what we can confirm. Is he receiving the necessary support, the requisite for any South African citizen who had gone through this very, very, painful experience? The answer is yes. Is he home? as I had appealed that we allow him space to just settle, the answer is yes, but can we please allow him to resettle and regain his freedom? On elections that would be taking place starting tomorrow in Rwanda, from Tepo, and in the next coming few days in Kenya, all we can do is that we know that Africans now believe in peace, security, and development, subscribe through the AU